scary at all, actually. I think that's exciting. Now it's with equal pleasure that I introduce Andrew Gear. Like Nick, we received a number of defining comments from friends and faculty about Andrew. Students describe Andrew's time at St. Mary's as very, very public. He's not one to relegate himself to 4 years in the far corners of the library, as lovely as that might be. Despite the amount of work it would take to earn a 4.0 at St. Mary's, he casts a wide net and knows and is liked by a shocking number of people. With that being said, at least one person admitted that despite his accomplishments in both academics and in tennis, he's not good at everything he does immediately. Frothing took some work. However, he applied his tenacious spirit to the Frisbee, and by observing others on campus and YouTube videos, he became the best frother known to some. Leaders in athletics describe his winning spirit on the court and off, and he raises the bar for all future Seahawk tennis players. Faculty and staff who've worked with him on campus issues claim that his intelligence, thoughtfulness, and hard-working approach make it easy to forget that he's a student with a student's distractions and other commitments. Despite the stress of maintaining the demands of a triple major and a top spot on the tennis team, his demeanor, preparedness, and principles never wavered. And finally, his commitment to UNC basketball is an enigma to many of us student fans. Andrew, please join me at the podium to give your valedictory.
Four years ago, I sat in the car with my parents, nervous about my future, convinced I had made the wrong decision on where to go to school. After all, I had enrolled at a small, secluded liberal arts college in southern Maryland, while my friends were headed to College Park, JMU, and other big, well-known institutions in populated areas. But after a few months on the river, complete with walks on the path, sunsets at the point, and English classes with an eccentric 6'5" Mark Twain-crazed Texan, I knew I was in the right place. For encouraging me to give St. Mary's a chance, my parents deserve major thanks. I wouldn't be here or where I'm going without them. The liberal arts education, such as the one provided by St. Mary's, has faced recent criticism in our society. Labeled as outdated and impractical, the liberal arts have taken a back seat during tough economic times, where jobs are scarce, not for St. Mary's grads, of course, and salaries seem a little more important. On the surface, some of these concerns may make sense. Liberal arts colleges do not host as many career-oriented programs as technical schools and don't always have the resources of some of the larger state institutions. Yet the benefits far outweigh the drawbacks, as the liberal arts produce much more than great students. They produce great people. Liberal arts colleges, and St. Mary's specifically, move far beyond the classroom, preparing their students to be better citizens and community members. I know that many of my peers and professors are probably surprised to see Nick and I up here in front of you today, since we do not necessarily embody the traditional vision of valedictorians. While I'm only slightly offended by the consistent look of astonishment on everyone's faces at my being called valedictorian, I know that is only because they see me as something more than the guy who gets good grades. To them I say thank you. I'd much rather be known as the guy who frisbee golfs all over campus, as the idiot who paints his face in the student section at basketball games, as the crazed competitor who takes intramural sports way too seriously for any normal person. It's not that we don't value academics at St. Mary's. Excelling in the classroom is just an expectation. But because of our liberal arts upbringing and close-knit community, we also expect each other to contribute in different ways, and these are the things that define us. We all know that people who work as admissions representatives, organize environmental programs on the river, and contribute to community life through artistic and athletic performances. These individuals fulfill the role of an honors college student in the classroom, but take their place as St. Mary's students because of their involvement outside of academics. Our college's mission states that St. Mary's values social responsibility and civic mindedness, global engagement, and environmental stewardship. And our physical space, a campus located at the beautiful historic St. Mary's City, lends itself to not being something, but being somebody. I've looked around the past week of my peers and realized that we all hold true to these ideals, whether we're thinking about it or not. So my fellow graduates, when you're at that first job interview or in lecture hall in grad school, remember that you are unique. At St. Mary's, you are required to be present academically and present socially. Yet you are also expected to be mindful of the community around you and a world that's waiting with open arms. I'll conclude with a call. Over my 4 years, I've often heard the familiar saying, St. Mary's is Maryland's best kept secret. As nice as this sounds, I've always wanted to ask, why is it a secret? We have benefited from a liberal arts education that may not have given us all the answers, but has provided us with the tools to find them. St. Mary's has made us productive citizens, people ready to interact with and give back to society. Our time on the river has established us as public beacons of lifelong learning, the next generation ready to confront the world's future problems. Class of 2014, I encourage you to remember this place and spread the word about where you came from. Our college may have been through some rough patches during our time here, but it's nothing that we can't overcome. Be proud that you're from here, make people jealous that you came here, and most importantly, continue to live by the core values of this institution. At St. Mary's, we have the benefit of being driven by 2,000 other fantastic role models. You may not have this in the future, so it's time we became role models ourselves. And after all, as St. Mary's students, we already are. Thank you and congratulations.